Hey friend, I want to start with a question that might feel a little delicate. What if the life you're building, this next chapter, this pivot, this big reinvention, what if it doesn't include a mate? Not because you failed, or because you weren't chosen, not because you weren't worthy even, but because your life might be designed differently. And today I'm not coming with the perfect answer. I'm coming with honesty because I think about this often. I'm not currently dating anyone, and I haven't for several years. And every now and then I catch myself wondering, am I really going to do the rest of my life without a partner? If you've ever asked yourself that out loud or in your head, stay with me. Today we're going to talk about the possibility of doing life without a mate and how to hold that possibility with courage instead of fear. Hi, I'm Vanessa. Welcome back to Ways of Change. This is day 49 of showing up every day while I take you on my overseas job hunt and my real life. And the reason I love this series is because it's not just about jobs. It's about identity. It's about courage. It's about the nervous system and about faith. It's about what happens when your life is shifting and you're still choosing to show up. So settle in, grab your tea, your water, your coffee, and let's talk. All right, quick job hunt update. Today I applied for a supervisory youth program specialist position in Kaiserslautern, Germany. And you already know how this overseas journey feels. It's a mix of hope and realism. Hope because Germany still feels like a big yes in my spirit. Realism because this process can be competitive, slow, and sometimes confusing. But I'm staying consistent, I'm staying steady, I'm staying in motion. And speaking of confusing, I got an update that I want to share because I know a lot of you have received messages like this and wondered what it actually means. I received a not referred notice from Wiesbaden for my DODEA application. This was the exact wording. Hold on. Let me get the screen. Your rating is eligible for the following positions or position. You are tentatively eligible for this series grade combination based on your self-rating of your qualifications. The following is your referral status for the position or positions to which you applied. You have not been referred to the hiring manager for the GS position in Wiesbaden, Germany. And then it goes on to say, please note, if you are identified as eligible in the rating information above and your application was not referred, it is because your responses to the assessment questionnaire did not place you among the most highly qualified candidates, or you may have been blocked by applicants whose status provides them with certain legal or regulatory preferences, such as military spouse preference eligibles, family member preference eligible, or those with higher veteran preference. Now let me translate this into plain language. This doesn't automatically mean I'm not qualified. It means I didn't land in the most highly qualified group that got forwarded, or the preference eligibles that may have been ahead of me. And I'm sharing this for two reasons. If you've ever seen eligible and still not referred, you're not crazy. This happens. It's a reminder that those questionnaires are important, and preference categories can shape what happens next. Emotionally, yeah, it's disappointing. Wiesbaden has been on my radar since I've started this overseas journey, but I'm not letting a notice rewrite my story. And that's exactly why I doubled down on something I can control today. I did 2 full hours of engagement on LinkedIn. 2 because yesterday I skipped it because y'all know I had to go pick Stella up. All right, so I did 2 hours today. No doom scrolling, no lurking, intentional engagement, commenting, encouraging, connecting, staying visible. And I also posted about something that matters to me. keeping adventure a part of your life. Not adventure like you have to do something extreme like bungee jumping or jumping out of an airplane, but adventure like don't let your life get so small that you forget you're still alive. Because when your life is in transition, career shift, relationship shift, relocation dreams, retirement planning, reinvention, you can accidentally start postponing joy. Like, I'll live later, I'll travel later, I'll start later, I'll celebrate later. And I'm trying to do the opposite. I'm trying to keep my spirit awake right now instead of later. Now let's regulate for a moment, because the topic today can stir up a lot. Before we go deeper, let's do a quick nervous system reset, because talking about partnerships, singleness, loneliness, future plans, that can light up the nervous system fast. So we're going to do something that's called anchor and exhale. If you can, place one hand on your chest and one hand on your lower belly. If you're driving, keep your hands on the wheel and just follow along with the breath. And we're going to inhale through your nose for a slow 4 count. Hold for 2 count. And exhale through your mouth for a 6, like you're fogging up a mirror. Inhale for a 4 count. Hold for a 2 count. Exhale for a 6 count. Now on the inhale, I want you to say, I'm safe in this moment. On the exhale, I don't have to solve my whole life today. One more time on the inhale. I am safe in this moment. On the exhale, I don't have to solve my whole life today. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. Relax your tongue. Good, good. Now let's anchor in scripture, because courage is key, but so is faith. Our scripture today is Joshua 1:9. I think we've done this before because this is one of my favorites. Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee, wherever thou goest. That's King James Version. So, wherever thou goest. I love this verse because it doesn't deny reality. It doesn't pretend you won't feel fear. It acknowledges the feeling, and it still gives the instruction. Be strong, be courageous, don't be dismayed. And then it gives the reason. God is with you wherever you go. That includes if you're pivoting careers, when you're navigating rejection, when the future feels blurry, when your relationship status isn't what you hoped, when you're rebuilding a life, when you're doing the brave thing alone. This verse doesn't say wait till your life makes sense. Then be courageous. It says courage is commanded in the middle of the unknown. And for somebody listening, the unknown might be, will I ever be partnered again? Will I relocate? Will I ever feel stable? Will I be okay if my life looks different? This scripture answers with presence, not a timeline, not a guarantee of comfort, but the promise of presence. So now let's talk about today's topic, plain, honest, and with love. So today's topic is the possibility of doing life without a mate. And I want to say this up front. Wanting partnership is not weakness. Desiring love is not desperation. Missing companionship is not something to be ashamed of. But what happens when you're not dating, maybe not for years, and you start asking yourself questions you don't always admit? Like, is this it? Did I miss my window? Am I going to be alone forever? What's wrong with me? Do I even want the work of dating again? Do I even have the energy to start over? And let me tell you something. This question isn't just about romance. It's about transitions, because In a pivot season, everything feels more intense. When life is shifting, you feel the gaps more. The quiet gets louder. The uncertainties feel heavier. So today we're not just talking about single. We're talking about how to build a full life in motion. So let's separate two things that people confuse all the time. Singleness and loneliness are not the same thing. You could be single and deeply supported, and you could be married and profoundly lonely. You could be dating and still feel unseen. So the question isn't only, will I have a mate? The deeper question is, will I build a life that holds me? Because a mate isn't supposed to be your entire ecosystem. And I'm going to say something that might be unpopular, but it's true. Sometimes what we call wanting a mate is really wanting relief. Someone to share the emotional load. Someone to witness your life. Someone to make decisions feel less heavy. And that desire is human, y'all. But if you build your life around waiting to be rescued, you could accidentally pause your joy. And I don't want that for you. So I'm going to give you a framework, because that's where I live. Practical and doable that help you build a rich life, whether partnership comes or not. And I do this because I'm working on myself as well. The first pillar, companionship by design. Adult friendship doesn't always happen. It's built. So ask yourself, who are my people? Who can I call without performing? Who do I laugh with? Who do I tell the truth to? Who checks on me? And who do I check on? If you don't have those people right now, that's not a shame. That's data. That's a map. It tells you what you need to build next. And listen, friendship is not a consolation prize. It's not. Friendship is life support. Sometimes the courageous move isn't dating. It's joining the group, reaching out again, becoming consistent somewhere, letting yourself be known. Pillar 2, adventure as practice. This is one of my favorites. Adventure keeps your spirit from shrinking. Adventure can be trying something new, taking yourself out, learning something, traveling when you can, applying for that job in Germany, Turkey, Australia, creating the content, signing up for the class, saying yes to a day trip, going on that walk anyway. Because if you keep postponing life until you have a mate, you'll look up and realize you've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Courage says, live now. Pillar 3, emotional coverage. Build a care team. This is a real fear for a lot of people. Not just romance. It's who will show up if I'm sick? Who will help me decide? Who will advocate for me? Who will sit with me when grief hits? So build a care team, a best friend, a sister friend, a faith community, a therapist, a mentor, a trusted family member, neighbors who are solid. And you can even be intentional and say, can we check on each other weekly? Can we be each other's emergency contact? Can we commit to monthly brunch? That's not needy. That's wise. All right, y'all. This is Stella. And Stella is 8 weeks old and she's a Bernedoodle. But right now, Stella is acting like she has to go to the bathroom. So I will be right back. Pillar 4, purpose and legacy. Purpose is what steadies you when outcomes are uncertain. When you know what you're building, you stop feeling like your life is on hold. Purpose might be your calling, your work, your creativity, your service, your healing, your business, your family impact, your ministry. And when you're living on purpose, you stop measuring your worth by your relationship status. You start measuring it by, am I growing? Am I loving well? Am I becoming who I'm called to be? Am I showing courage in the season I'm in? Now I want to address the honest part. The part people don't always say. So let's tell the truth. Sometimes the hardest part isn't the daytime. It's the quiet, it's the evenings, the milestones, the holidays, the moment when you want someone to reach for and there's nobody there. If that's you, I want you to hear this. You're not weak for wanting to be held. You're human. But courage is refusing to let longing become a verdict. Longing is a signal, not a sentence. And if you haven't dated in years, there may be a lot underneath that. Healing, protecting your peace, being tired of dysfunction, standards, grief, lessons learned, time, focus, energy. Sometimes it's not that you don't want love. Sometimes you just don't want more stress. And that's valid. Your life can still be full. And if love comes later, it should add, not drain. So let's bring this home with some practical courage steps you can take this week, no matter what kind of transition you're in. So here are 4 small moves we could do this week. 1, schedule one life-giving thing, something that reminds you that you're alive. Number 2, strengthen one relationship, one call, one text, one invite, one follow-up. 3, choose one steadying rhythm, something consistent, weekly or bi-weekly, that supports you. And 4th one, take one brave step towards your future. Not a huge leap, just one step, one action. Because the goal isn't find a mate. The goal is build a life you don't need to escape from. So let me leave you with this. If your life ends up looking different than you imagined, it could still be beautiful. In Joshua 1:9, God didn't say you wouldn't feel afraid. He said, be courageous because you're not alone. So today, I'm speaking courage over you in your transition, your pivot, your waiting, your rebuilding. If this episode spoke to you, do me a favor. Like this video. It's free. Subscribe to Ways of Change. It's free. And comment. I'm building a full life. Now, before you go, let's end with 3 journaling prompts to help you process this beyond our time together. Prompt number 1. What's changing in my life right now? And what emotion keeps trying to lead the conversation? Is it grief, fear, relief, excitement, loneliness, hope? And what might that emotion be trying to protect me from? Prompt 2. Where am I tempted to measure my worth by an outcome rather than by my character, my growth, or my courage? What would it look like to release that measurement for the next 7 days? Prompt 3. If I fully believe I could still have a rich, meaningful life, no matter how this pivot turns out, what would I do differently this week? Name one action I could take that supports the life I want to live. So take your time with these prompts. Don't rush through them. Let the questions marinate. All right, friend. I'm proud of you for sticking with me till the end of day 49. Whoop, whoop. Let's celebrate. I'm Vanessa, and this is Ways of Change. I'll see you tomorrow for day 50. Bye.